Hey y'all, I'm getting ready to make deviled eggs, or doubled eggs as my grandbabies call them, or they did when they were little. And the first thing I like to do, I love to use store-bought eggs because I buy them and I let them sit for a couple of weeks in my refrigerator because they peel easier than really fresh eggs from my girls down in the coop. But what I love to do, these have been sitting for so long this direction, I love to just turn them over like that. Have you ever gone to devil eggs and your yolk be one closer to one end or the other? So this will fix it. And I'm going to do this for about an hour, and I'm just going to leave them sitting out here on the counter and let them work their way back into the middle, those little yolks. Because I have had that very same thing, and my yolk be closer to one end of the white, and it just doesn't make a very pretty deviled egg. It makes it real thin on one end of the white. There we go. So here in about an hour we'll boil them, okay? Okay guys, these have been sitting out for about an hour and I flipped them over. Y'all saw me do that. So now I'm just going to place them, and they need to be a single row down in the bottom of your pot so they'll all cook at the same time, like not stacked on top of one another. So I have this big pan to do like that. They'll just get done more even is all it is. Just like that. And also, I grew up learning to put salt in there. It's supposed to help them peel easier. And vinegar. It's supposed to help them peel easier. Some would say salt, some would say vinegar, so I just put a little bit of both. That way we'll just be on the safe side, right? Okay, y'all. And I'm going to just cover my eggs with water. Plain old tap water. I just got it in this pitcher so I wouldn't leave y'all. There we go. And they're just covered. Go put them back here. I'm going to bring them to a boil. I'm going to bring them to a boil, and it's going to be a gentle boil, okay? Like, not where they're bouncing around and possibly cracking. And then I'm going to let them go about 15 minutes and turn them off and cool them down, and we'll make these deviled eggs. In the meantime, I can get other stuff done we need. So, and this is what I do. This is my little shortcut. I'm going to microwave some bacon, and normally if I'm cooking it for John and me, I get thick cut bacon, but this is just your regular thin sliced bacon for this, just to make these deviled eggs pretty on top. I always stick a little piece of bacon in it with a little sweet pickle piece, and it just looks pretty. And everybody always likes them when I take them places like that. They can tell you added a little special, a little something extra, right? This bacon smells so good. And y'all see what I'm doing. I've just got a paper plate and a paper towel, and I'm going to lay these single file across here and go put them in the microwave. And I microwave them a minute or two at the time, probably about 2 minutes at a time, and check them and let them get done, but not like burned or extremely crispy. But I like it to have a nice little bite when you bite into the deviled egg and not still be floppy bacon. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Let's see, that's 2, 4, 5 pieces. I've got to keep up with how many I use, and I do have to cook extra because John Murray comes in here and steals my bacon. Yes, he does. And I have to do without sometimes, so we'll cook extra. Or we'll try to anyway. And y'all see I put another paper towel, and I'll just put that bacon here. And then as I'm checking it every 2 minutes, I might switch those paper towels around and put those on top, you know, like that. So you see what I'm doing. I'll crisscross them like that. You can just make a tower of bacon. Just like that. And let's see, I wonder if I can get one more piece, because y'all know John's going to come steal it. He's going to steal. Bacon stealer. It just smells so good, doesn't it? And I'll also put paper towel on top into the microwave. I usually end up going somewhere between 8 and 10 minutes, but every 2 minutes at a time, and I check it and move it around if I need to. And so I'll see y'all back. Hey guys, can y'all see that sign right up there? It says wicked chickens make deviled eggs. One of my besties, Britt, and I were shopping in town in a little antique shop, Tater Bugs, And it's been a few years back, and I had been living in this house for several years and had this big open space right there, and I was like, one of these days I'm going to find something special to go right there. And I tried many things and it just didn't work for me. And we were in that shop and I saw that sign and I said, oh, Brittany, isn't that cute? And she said, well, you ought to get it. And I said, no, you know, nah, I do that. Do y'all do that? Like you see something you really like and then I'll go home and it'll haunt me. And I'll think, why didn't I get that? It wasn't very much money. And I'll bring it home and I won't. And I'll go back to get it and it's gone. Do y'all do that all the time? I do that to myself all the time. And I tell myself I'm going to learn a lesson and I never do. But anyway, Brittany Canterbury, my best friend, she went back in there and she got it. Well, I didn't know that. She called me a couple days later and it was haunting me. And she said, hey, come by the house. I've got something, I got you. And I thought, well, what in the world has you got me? And I went in there and she had picked that up for me. And I was so happy and it's so special. And y'all, it is the perfect size to go right there in my kitchen. I mean, it was the perfect thing and I passed it up like I always do. So I'm just giving Brittany a little shout out and another thank you because every time I look at that, I think of her. And it's really special to me and I love it. And I don't know whose it was. It's probably somebody's used plaque, picture, whatever it is that they had turned in, but it's so special to me. Isn't that true what they say? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, that's my treasure, guys. So I just wanted to share that with y'all because my camera usually down here on the food. You can't see the stuff up there. Okay, y'all, another thing we can do while we're waiting on our eggs and our bacon to cook, I've got these sweet pickles, and this is what I decorate with on the top. I use sweet relish in there and dill relish, but these, and they're either called sweet gherkins sometimes, or just small, whole sweet pickles. But y'all get the idea, right? I'll show you how I like to slice them, because this is just for decoration on top. And so I cut that tip end off with that little piece of stem on it. That's not pretty, is it? And I'm just going to slice me some small little circles like that to put with a piece of bacon on top because it just looks pretty. It's attractive, isn't it? Just like this. I'll come show y'all up close. Just like that. I'm going to do these. Then I'm going to check my bacon, and I bet those eggs are going to be done, and we will move forward. Hey y'all, I've had my eggs soaking in some cold water, trying to get them ready to peel. And I just bring my whole pot over here, and I use that to just drop my peels back into. And then I'll use that water to rinse it off if I need to. Get ready to devil these eggs. We liked it when our grandbaby started calling them doubled eggs because that sounds better than deviled eggs, doesn't it? Okay, y'all, I got them peeled, pretty as you please. None of them pulled off too much of that white part, which is good. And I'm going to start slicing them in half, putting their little yolks in here because we're going to mix that up. And I want to show y'all my deviled egg plates. These are some that my mother got me. She gave me one for my birthday several years ago. And one she got all three of us. She got my little sisters and me one of these, and it came from the dollar store. But isn't it precious? I know. I love it. I love it. I love it. For Easter deviled eggs because I'm always making them. And she got me this one here for my birthday. Isn't that beautiful? It's got a little butterfly on top. Can y'all see that up close? See the butterfly on top? And so this is what I'm putting my deviled eggs in for Easter, of course. So I'm going to put this over here so I can start putting my halves in here. Just like that. I'm going to get all these finished and then I'll hop on here and show you what I do to mix up. It's just your classic recipe for Easter. Sometimes I make Mexican flavored ones for my best friend Brittany. She loves them. I'll do that for her birthday coming up in May. We'll do that together. I make rotten deviled eggs for Halloween. You can do all sorts of flavors. Okay, we got down to the fun part to me when everything's ready. Into my egg yolks, first I want to put a little bit of salt, just kind of like you're salting your eggs, just like that. I do fresh ground pepper. And I do mayonnaise, and that's about 8 or 10 eggs, 10 eggs. So this much mayonnaise, how much is that? I don't know. The one thing about deviled eggs is I like to keep them not real creamy with mayonnaise and stuff, because I'm going to pipe them into my little egg halves. So I like it to be kind of firm. If that makes any sense to you, I hope so. And I use yellow mustard. These are just our classic ones. Just a nice little squirt like that. How much was that? I don't know. Like I said, I use dill relish and I use a sweet pickle relish. I'm just gonna put me a couple of teaspoons of dill and a couple of teaspoons of sweet. Just like that. And y'all need smoked paprika. That'll actually play off our bacon flavor too. Just like that, just a little sprinkle. I've got my mixture because I'm going to put it in a piping bag, and sometimes if I don't, the pickle relish tries to get stuck in there, or even some of the egg yolk stays big if I just mix it with a fork, so I'm going to do this. There we go. Now we must taste this. I hear an ambulance coming out here in the middle of nowhere. Let me see where they're going to, guys.
Fire truck.
I was wrong. I heard a fire truck coming. I don't know where it was going. We're just going to pray that it's going to be okay for them. I always do that when I pass an ambulance, fire truck, or whatever. Do y'all do that? I do too. Okay, guys. Back to business. Let's taste. Yes. Y'all, I found these disposable Wilton's bags at Walmart, and it's even got a star tip on the end of it. What? I know. This is wonderful for me, because I'm normally digging out tips and washing this and that and the other, and I don't have to do that this time. Yay! I'm going to load this in here, and you do not have to do this. You could just stick it in a Ziploc and cut the tip end off of it, which I have done many times. And you could just use a spoon and spoon it into your egg halves. But it's Easter, and I always want to try to make it look pretty. So I'm doing this number right here. I'll squeeze it down in there and get it ready. And you just kind of twist the end closed so you don't make a mess. Just like that. We need to chop our bacon. We got our pickles chopped already. Find me a knife. I never had it. Never. Where'd it go? There it is. When a snake, it would have bitten me. My knives were right there for me. Okay, guys. Let me chop my bacon. Didn't it cook up good in the microwave? It went about a total of 8 minutes. And see how, let me show you up close. See, laying them flat in those paper towels gets them nice and flat. And you see how they're done. They're not fatty at all, but they're not burned up. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean, don't y'all? I know you do. John Murray doesn't know it. He thinks, he said, I gotta stay away from that bacon. He can't remember he stole some last time. And he don't know I cooked him an extra piece this time. He's turned around looking at me like, what?
Woo, baby.
Surprise, darling. I covered you this time. I said last time he stole a piece. So this time I just covered him. Yeah, I did. I'm chopping pieces, y'all. You see about the size? I like a big, nice piece of it that'll stick down in the top. You do whatever you want. You don't have to do this little extra. Your deviled eggs will taste just fine and wonderful and great without a piece of pickle and a piece of bacon sticking out of the top. But I love that little extra touch. It makes them attractive. Attractive, and we do eat with our eyes first, don't we? How we do that, I don't know. There we go. Now then, Puppy Dog said, Mama, did you cook us an extra piece? Come here, Puppy Dog. Y'all come here so everybody can see y'all. Jax, where'd you go, babe? Jacko? Where is your big brother? There he is. Oh, he did a trick. Yes, he did. Come here, Jax. You get this one, bud. There you go. Okay. I did not touch the puppy dog, so we're moving on, guys. Oh, that's some little bitty giblets. Man, that would go good in there, wouldn't it? I know. We'll put it with the bacon. That would just go good in our egg mixture. Okay, y'all. Put our eggs here. Y'all want to just get down on everything what we're doing right now and show you how I finish them? Let's do that. Okay. Let's start with our filling and pipe it in here all pretty. I'll start not doing them real full and make sure I get some in each and every one of them. Then if I have some left over, I'll go back and add to some that look chinchy. Chinchy, skimpy. There we go. I do have some left over. So let's see, who's skimpy? Y'all raise your hands. I see I dripped that there. Don't tell anybody, we'll clean it up. There we go. Now then. Y'all see now why I don't mix it up real mayonnaise-y, because I want them to be nice and firm and they look better like that when you serve them. I've been and I've seen several out on a buffet at a church social or family reunion, and some are really mayonnaise-y and they start kind of oozing off over the eggs. I noticed no one will eat those compared to the others, so I'm like, ooh, I better not ever do those. I notice way too much, don't I? I know it. Okay, y'all. And at this point, this is where, trying to get these where y'all can see them really good. This is where I just start putting my bacon and my pickles. Just like that. I put a pickle in front and a piece of bacon. Like that. Isn't that cute? Cute! I know. A big old piece of bacon. Y'all see that? But who doesn't love a big old piece of bacon? Right? I know. I know it. It's just a really nice addition to your little doubled egg. Now see, I twist it so the pickle shows on the outside. I know. I know. I'm a goofus. Okay. Switch these around. Let's do the same thing here. Get y'all pretty. Y'all hear my puppy dogs. They got all excited when that fire truck came by, didn't they? They're on full alert now. Silly willies. Y'all see now why I use the small, sweet gherkin pickles instead of those that we homemade from the garden because they're big, a slice as big as the egg itself. You know what? I know. So that's why right there. Sure is. I like to use the small ones. Ooh, look at all this bacon John Murray's got left over. We're gonna be so happy. Okay, y'all, there we have it. Some Happy Easter doubled eggs. I'm going to put these in the refrigerator covered because it is the day before. This is the last thing I make because they need to be freshly made, right? So, Happy Easter, everybody. Baby, did you want to come get some of this bacon? I see you eyeballing it. Come here. You can eat on some of that bacon.
Can I have the bacon? Can I have the bacon?
You can have some of it. You're not going to leave any for me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's the cook. Oh, yeah, I can tell you.
I'll leave some for you.
I can tell you it's going to.
Only you, baby. Only you,
Yeah.
baby. Only you. Mwah.
I see you picking up that plate and just leaving it.